What's up, you guys? DHRT. Welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna be doing my top 5 favorite martial arts movies of all time. So if you guys aren't a martial arts movie fan, I don't know what's going on in your brain, because when it comes to martial arts film, I think of the classics from the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s, and the 2010s. And there's gonna be some favorite martial arts films coming out in 2020. We'll never know for sure. But before we get into this, if you're actually new, I suggest you subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram as well. As well. Do not forget to click that bell, be a part of the DH crew. So that being said, let's get into my top 5 martial arts films of all time. So, kicking things off with the bang at number 5 will have to be Showdown in Little Tokyo. Because this movie was a film that I first saw 10 years ago, um, back when Encore Action used to play these martial arts movies around Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. And that right there is what made me become a fan of martial arts films, because it sometimes can be better at night to watch. Because if you want some good action martial arts movies from the 90s and stuff, I believe Encore Action on cable could be to go for. So, and I love the chemistry between Brandon Lee, rest in peace, and I forgot Dolph's last name, but Dolph L. I just call him Dolph L. And Tia Marie, and the guy who played Shang Tsung in the first Mortal Kombat movie, I forgot his name as well. I can't even pronounce his name because I'm not very good at speaking Japanese. God forgive me y'all forgive me for that. But anyways, this movie has plenty of action, a lot of shooting, a lot of sword fighting, and a lot of martial arts, which is my all-time favorite thing about these movies. Is all about action. So yeah, Showdown in Little Tokyo is my favorite. Number 4 would have to be Kickboxer, a Jean-Claude Van Damme film. This movie is all in all one of my favorites because back when it came out in 1989, it was also the same year that Final Fight actually came out as well. So the movie is actually about again, look, it's been a long time since I actually watched those movies, so I forget the character's name, but he basically wants to get revenge for his friend's injury after a fighter named Tom Powell actually beats the living bricks out of him and causes him to become handicapped for the rest of his life. So he is getting payback for his friend's situation, and he ended up winning the fight afterwards. And the music is just legendary. Jean-Claude Van Damme is at his all-time greats when it comes to his kicking and his stretching and his flexibility. And don't forget, Jean-Claude also took ballet, so that's probably the reason why his splits are just legendary. So yeah. Number 3 would have to be Double Impact. Why I chose Double Impact is my top number 3, because of the action and the music and the fight scenes. The music is one of my favorite parts in this movie because it was dark, it was gritty. It kind of felt like you were playing a Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist game on the Sega Genesis when it comes to the soundtrack. And the fight scenes are just, great. Every time Jean-Claude is on TV, you know it's going to be a great film when it comes to his martial arts. But even though their acting is pretty cheesy, but if you ignore some of that and just focus on the plot and the action, then you'll have yourself a good martial arts movie, in my opinion. Even though it's rotten by Rotten Tomatoes, I don't care about what they say, but the action and Double Impact is just great. Number 2 would have to be Blood and Bone by Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White is one of my favorite modern martial arts. My favorite martial artist because of his unique fighting style. Because he's the guy is built, he's strong, and he's lean. Plus, he is a 7th-degree black belt in martial arts. All different martial arts styles. He studied 7 of those. And you know what? That right there is what makes Michael Jai White a special martial artist, because besides him starring in Tyler Perry's TV shows and movies, for better or worse, um, Why Did I Get Married? Serious, in other movies though, but he did, showcase his martial arts fighting debut in a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie back in 1999, which I believe is called The Golden Eagle, which I'm not sure. But him and Jean-Claude had a great connection when it comes to the fights. Plus, he kind of looks like Blade from Eternal Champions fighting game off the Sega Genesis, if you know what I'm talking about. So, Blood and Bone, all in all, is a great martial arts movie. I watch the movie all the time because of its fight scenes, its action, and rest in peace, Kimbo Slice, who was in the film, in the beginning of the film, while being beat up in prison. So, yeah. And for number one, is one of my all-time favorite martial arts movie is Undisputed 2: Last Man Standing. Michael Jai White and Scott Adkins are titans. They are martial arts titans. Why I say that is because they are. Because the fight scenes are fast-paced, and it kind of reminds me of the 1990s King of Kickboxer that came out in 1990 B movie of YouTube. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up King of Kickboxers movie from 1990, and you will notice the difference in the cinematography and the way the direction the film was actually doing. And the fight scenes once again was fast paced. Michael Jai White plays a boxer rather than a martial artist. Scott Adkins is a all out martial artist, and his acrobatics, his flips, his kicks, and his punches are just bam. It's all there. So those are my top 5 martial arts movies of all time. What are your top 5 martial arts movies? Let me know in the comments down below. Until then, this is DHR2, and I'll see you guys later.